I can say with 100% certainty that spring 2026 is the most stacked season of anime I've ever experienced. This season, I'm watching 47, yes, you heard that right, 47 shows with an average of 6 a day. This is probably the best season of anime I've seen in my life, and y'all know how many seasons I normally watch. It's honestly been overwhelming to keep up with and review everything this season, especially on Saturday and Thursdays, but it's a good problem to have. Unfortunately, that does mean there's a lot of really good shows that won't be on my top new anime list for this season, so just because you don't see something here doesn't mean I'm not loving it. I just can't list everything. Without further ado, let's get into it. This might be the first time I've ever talked about a boys love series on the channel, and it's the first I've seen since Given, but I decided to give For It Nakamura a chance so I can expand my horizons, and I'm so glad I did because it's been an amazing first few weeks. It's so refreshing to have an openly and unapologetically gay male lead who acts like a normal kid his own age. He's shy, awkward, and horny in the way that all kids are at that age. Seeing Nakamura slowly work up the courage to speak to his crush and getting closer to him every week has been really cute. It's also cool that being gay isn't a big deal in this universe. The entire class is literally Fujoshis and ship the other boys. It's a fun, wacky experience every week. It also has one of the coolest art styles I've ever seen. This really beautiful blend of retro and modern. It's bright and vibrant, and the 80s endings every week are all amazing. Very well produced series that everyone should check out. And don't let the boys love thing put you off. Open up your mind. A good romance is a good romance. The author could also use the support as they've been dealing with a lot of abuse online the last few weeks. Akatsuki Kana, the author of Violet Evergarden, one of my favorite anime and one of the best anime of all time, is back to break our hearts again. No one does gut-wrenching character-driven stories quite like her. Agents of the Four Seasons definitely has some similarities to Violet Evergarden, and the very first episode made me cry within like 20 minutes, but it's been its own cool experience so far. I really like the lore and how the agents who control the season's abilities work in this series. The relationship between Hinagiku and Sakura is without a doubt the highlight of the show though. Every moment with them is so cute and wholesome, and there's this palpable Yuri tension that hangs over every interaction. My main problem with this show is how it would be so much better if it were just straight up Yuri. Like, why the hell are we doing the Agent of Winter and Hinagiku romance when Sakura is right there and they have amazing chemistry and clearly love each other? I mean, the last episode was literally 25 minutes of pure Yuri. Are you kidding me? Plus, y'all also know I'm not a huge fan of romances where the characters are in love right off the bat. I'm going into every episode with an open mind, but I'm kind of disappointed Akatsuki Sensei Yuri baited us again here when it's so obviously the better ship. That aside, production values are great and it's a fun watch. They're calling this the gayest season ever, and for good reason. We have so many great, unapologetically gay series airing this season, and Marriagetoxin is one of my favorites. As they say, sometimes it takes a real man to be best girl, and Kinosaki has to be the poster child for that expression. I don't care, it looks feminine enough. It's actually really cool to get a story with a legit cross-dressing femboy. The trans allegory series are dope, but I think cross-dressing boys have been underrepresented lately in anime. I've had a lot of fun seeing Giro and Kinosaki's relationship develop as Giro tries to find his future wife. The action is great, the supporting characters have been great, and it's genuinely funny as hell. I can already see this becoming one of my favorite shows of the year due to Giro's character development. He's such a shy, awkward dork with a heart of gold, and each potential suitor he's met thus far has brought something new out of him. I'm really looking forward to seeing this one play out. The shy nerd pulls the popular Garu trope has been done ad nauseum in seinen manga, I know, but don't write this one off. Otagal is cool and extremely relatable to me because the main character is a huge Precure fan and has to grapple with his love of shows that are intended for little girls. So there's a little bit of social commentary going on there about how we put ourselves in boxes and try to conform to societal norms. The girls' personalities also don't revolve around the main character. They're very much their own people and genuinely have great friendships with each other as well as the lead, often encouraging him to go outside of his comfort zone. Best Girl K is probably a bigger Precure otaku than the main character, and Ichiji is the classic Genki Gero who, for me, gives more bro vibes than anything, but she's great. The animation and direction are really good, and Idol gave us one of the best openings of the season. By the way, there's actually quite a few openings by K-pop groups this season, which is dope. It's a great time to be a K-pop stan and anime fan. But I'm enjoying the hell out of this because even though it's obviously gonna go romantic, the cast feel like they're genuinely great friends and their dynamic is really wholesome. Not a lot of fan service, and it's well written. Give this a chance. Y'all don't know how long I've waited for the Aishiteru Game anime adaptation. I started reading this a little bit after it started, and it quickly became one of my favorite manga ever. It's the slow burn romantic drama done perfectly. The two leads have this long-standing friendship, and they've been playing this game of romantic cat and mouse for years, seeing who'll blink first and confess. And while shows like Kaguya-sama have done that, what really draws people to Aishiteru Game is that both Yukiya and Miku act like normal kids their age. Their chemistry is so good since they're best friends and they've grown up together, and they both pull off some of the cutest feats imaginable throughout the story. I can't tell you the amount of times I was giggling, kicking my feet in the air, and smiling while reading this, and the anime has perfectly captured that and brought this story to life so accurately. I really wanted Cloverworks to do this, but Felix Film have done a great job so far. The only negative I have here is that the CGI looks a little awkward at times with some of the ambitious camera angles they've gone for, but other than that, this is diabetes in anime form. Making our way into the top half of the list, we've got arguably the best directed show of the season, and I say arguably because there's several contenders this season, but Scenes from Awajima is just such a special watch so far. If you liked Ikoku Nikki from last season, you'll love this. It's basically that mixed with Kageki Shoujo. You have this beautifully crafted multi-generational story told across several different characters and eras at the famous Awajima School for Performing Arts. It showcases the trials and tribulations students face at the school as aspiring performers, as well as in their lives after graduation. Oh, did I mention it's gay as hell and the Yuri oozes from every scene? I haven't seen any of Shimamura Takako's other works, but from what I've read, she's known for works that have Yuri undertones and explore intimate female friendships. Personally, I don't really see any undertones in this. It's pretty unapologetically Yuri. Several characters admit to being in love with the other, so it's not Yuri in the sense that romance is the priority, but still Yuri. I'll take it. It's had a couple episodes that are among the best directed of the season as well, so I can't recommend this one enough. I was so ready to pass on Nippon Sangoku because Saturday and Sunday have like 20 shows, but I saw people hyping up the first episode, checked it out, and was blown away by the big twist. I've talked about direction so many times on this list because it's such a huge motif this season, but Nippon Sangoku's direction and art style are amazing. I love post-apocalyptic societies and nation building, so this was right up my alley. The coolest thing here is the main character doesn't solve problems just by physically fighting, but by strategizing and playing 4D chess. It's hard to really talk about the story without spoiling the big twist in episode 1, so I won't, but get on this ASAP if you want something fresh to watch or if you like political maneuvering and Japanese history. Asagawa Sensei saw all those people calling polar opposites a shoujo and decided to write an actual shoujo. I'm just joking, Ramparts of Ice was actually published before Polar Opposites and technically doesn't have a demographic, although it has won shoujo and josei awards before, so it's a gray area. But the important thing is, in my opinion, this is even better than Polar Opposites, which was already one of my fave recent rom-coms. Reason being is that Ramparts is a much slower and more realistic depiction of high school life, following Koyuki as she tries to make a fresh start in high school and overcome her trauma from middle school. The way the show depicts bullying and the effects it has on kids is so real, and just seeing Koyuki try to overcome that and take that very difficult step of opening yourself up and being vulnerable is so real. I think a lot of people will quickly be able to empathize with her and fall in love with her because she's just a great character that you want to see smiling. The male lead was annoying to me at first, and I wanted her to get with the other guy in the story, but the last episode really changed my opinion of Minato, so now I'm really invested in where this goes. It feels like another Kimi ni Todoke or Skip to Loafer, which are some of my favorite series ever, so it's a must watch. As promised, more Yuri. Kamiina Botan is incredible, watch it. I can sit here and talk all day about this, but suffice to say, down bad alcoholic lesbian college students and constant yearning, plus incredible animation, direction, and great voice acting. I didn't expect this to be so high on my list, but that's the fun part of going into these seasons blind. You always find some hidden gems. It's really interesting to have some college age Yuri as well. The closest we've had recently is Hibi Meshi, which just had Yuri Bay, and funny enough, both shows actually have a lot in common. But it's cool to see more adult Yuri stuff where we see the characters actually doing normal college age things. Personally, I'm really hoping this ends up like Watanabe with a polyamorous relationship, because after last episode, there's this really interesting dynamic going on with the main trio. Won't spoil it, but if you like Yuri or you just want to see some of the most beautiful direction of the year, please watch Kamiina Botan. The author could also use some words of encouragement, as they've been getting some hate online this week for liking some straight fan art of the characters. Crazy, but that's the world we live in. And for my anime of the season so far, not much of a surprise here. Hat Atelier was the most anticipated show of the season, and for good reason. Simply put, this is magical and exactly what fantasy anime should feel like. If you watch the first couple episodes of this, you will feel as if you've been transported into a world of wonder and possibility, with the only limit being your own imagination. And actually, that's quite literally how the magic in this universe works too. It's a really well thought out and intricate system. One of the core themes of the series is the democratization of magic as a resource. And I just found the core conflict here to be so interesting, because it's not a traditional demon lord sort of thing, at least not yet, but more so between the haves and the have-nots of the magical world. Very character driven. Coco's growth is the engine that drives the story, as well as her relationships with the other very well written characters. I do not play about this girl. I love her so much. I think she's just become everyone's daughter at this point, but she is the purest bundle of joy on earth, and I just want the best for her. Oh, and don't get me started on Bug Film's incredible animation here, especially that dragon fight. Again, this is one of those shows where if you have limited time in a season, you need to be watching this. Anime of the season. Alright, as usual, a few shows that I wanted to mention but didn't quite make the top 10. First up, Needy Girl Overdose is every e-girl's favorite LARP. But as someone who hadn't played the game, I did not expect this series to have so much substance. I mean, this is some heavy, dark, deep stuff that takes a very uncomfortable look at some of the darkest parts of Japanese society in a way I didn't think anime would have the balls to do, frankly. I mean, yeah, it's an anime, but it does a great job of accurately representing mental illness, societal pressure to conform, relationships, depression, drug abuse, sexual assault, you name it. It is definitely a difficult watch at times, but it is important to watch stuff like this because there are a lot of people out there going through some of these crises, and you might learn to spot those issues because of a show like this. It's hard to talk about the actual story because it's kind of all over the place following the different VTubers, but it has some of the best direction of the year as well. Very reminiscent of Prime Shaft, so if you liked Monogatari, you'll probably like this. Hopefully I'll finish the game pretty soon. I just picked it up on Steam. I absolutely adore Ponsuka. It's really one of my favorite romances this season, if not top one, certainly for the Het series. It's such a cute and wholesome opposites attract story with no fan service, an utterly unique art style, and two very lovable leads. I love that Poem is a Precure stan. It makes her so relatable, and it's cool how the whole titular short skirt thing isn't done for fan service, but so the female lead can express her individuality in a society that wants people to conform. It's actually a really well thought out series and deserves more attention. Sadly, it's just such a packed season. A lot of stuff is going under the radar, but this will always be in my heart for sure. Obligatory villainess entry here, an observation log of my fiancé who calls herself a villainess, is awesome because it's the first otome villainess style show where the main character actually tells someone else about their past memory and enlists their help to change things in the game. It's usually the main character taking everything on their shoulders, so this is something different. It's also dope that the male lead is a genius and is very intuitive. It makes for a very fun dynamic with Bertia, who is a little slow but has a heart of gold. I love how she keeps trying to play matchmaker with everyone, including the prince, when he clearly only has eyes for her. The art style is gorgeous and surprisingly really good animation. One of 3 villainous shows this season, including Last Anime Season 2, so we're eating good. And one extra because it's such a stacked season, last but certainly not least, is Akane Banashi. If you like traditional Japanese artistry and performing arts, you'll really enjoy this, as Rakugo is a very beautiful art form that has been around for centuries and shows you how Japanese culture and humor have evolved over time. I didn't know anything about Rakugo coming into this, but I feel like an expert now, and while I'm not going to say I'm the biggest fan of it, it's definitely been interesting to learn about, and I wouldn't mind checking out a show in person. The direction here is incredible, as you'd imagine in a show about a character playing multiple roles in performances, and Akane is a very lovable main character. Story's a little slow so far, but I've heard it gets going after a while, so I'm really excited to see how this next arc goes. Like I said, there's tons of shows I just couldn't fit in this list, so let me know what y'all are watching and liking down below in the comments. This season is just so ridiculous. I hope next season is lighter, but it's been an experience every week just going through everything. Again, I do tweet my thoughts on most episodes and post on my anime list. If you ever want to see those, links are down below. Anime is getting better and better, and that's just awesome. If you enjoyed the video, go ahead and leave a like and subscribe. It helps the channel out and lets me know to keep making these. Stay safe, everyone, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace.